Hi, I'm Dr. Sarah Collins, and today I'm going to destroy some of the most dangerous myths about atrial fibrillation. Myths that are putting people over 50 at serious risk of stroke right now while they think they're safe. And it's not just theoretical. I've seen it happen, and it's devastating. Because atrial fibrillation doesn't give you a second chance. It doesn't warn you. It doesn't give you time. It gives you a stroke. And that stroke doesn't just weaken you. It can destroy your speech, your memory, your ability to swallow, your independence, everything. Let me tell you a story. John took a baby aspirin every morning for 10 years because his doctor told him it would protect him from stroke. He thought he was safe. Until one Tuesday morning, his right side wouldn't move. His face was drooping. His speech was slurred. His wife called 911, and by the time he got to the hospital, half of his brain was dead. His left middle cerebral artery was destroyed. We couldn't save that tissue. John survived, but he'll never walk normally, never speak clearly, never live independently again. All because of the first myth, the aspirin myth. Here's what most doctors tell patients. Take a baby aspirin every day. It thins your blood, prevents clots, protects you from stroke. That's true. If you have coronary artery disease, if you have plaque in your arteries, if you're at risk for a heart attack. But it's completely false for atrial fibrillation. AFib doesn't cause the same kind of clots, and understanding that difference could save your life. There are two types of blood clots: arterial clots and stasis clots. Arterial clots form when plaque ruptures. Platelets rush in and stick together, like bricks in a wall, and aspirin works on these platelets, making them slippery so they can't stick. But AFib doesn't cause arterial clots. AFib causes stasis clots. Stasis means stillness, blood sitting still. These clots aren't made of platelets. They're made of a protein called fibrin. Think of fibrin like a spider web. When blood stops moving, fibrin threads weave together, trapping red blood cells. A soft, jelly-like clot forms, and aspirin does nothing to stop it. Here's an analogy. Imagine a structure made of bricks. Make the bricks slippery, the structure falls apart. That's aspirin working on platelets. Now imagine a spiderweb structure. Making bricks slippery doesn't change the spiderweb at all. That's what you're doing with aspirin in AFib. It's the wrong tool. You get all the bleeding risks, nosebleeds, stomach ulcers, everything, without preventing the clot that actually forms. It's like trying to put out a forest fire with a water pistol. You feel like you're doing something, but you're accomplishing nothing. Where does this clot form? In the left atrial appendage, a small pouch off your left atrium that normally squeezes blood out with each heartbeat. But in AFib, your atrium quivers. It doesn't contract. Blood sits still. Fibrin threads form. Clots form. One day, for reasons we don't fully understand, that clot breaks off, travels to your brain, and the stroke happens in seconds. John's clot was tiny, 5 millimeters, but it blocked the artery feeding his motor cortex. Half his body stopped working. All because he trusted aspirin, which does nothing against AFib clots. Now, let's talk about the second myth that almost every senior believes, and it's deadly in its own way. I don't feel anything, so I must be fine. That's what people say, all the time. They ignore irregular heartbeats, skipped beats, palpitations that come and go, because they feel fine between episodes. But here's the truth. AFib is sneaky. It can be completely silent, and yet it's already forming clots in your heart. You don't feel the danger until it's too late. I see this every week in my clinic. Men and women over 60, sometimes even over 70, come in thinking their heart is healthy because they can jog, walk the dog, play golf. Then suddenly, a routine test shows a silent AFib episode, and we catch the clot formation just in time. They're shocked. They feel perfectly normal, yet their risk of stroke has been silently rising for months, maybe years. Here's another thing people don't understand. AFib isn't just fast heartbeat. It's not just fluttering in your chest. It's chaotic electrical signals in your atria. The top chambers of your heart stop beating effectively. That quivering means blood pools, fibrin threads form, clots form. The atrium becomes a ticking time bomb. And the scary part? Your risk doubles or triples with age. Over 50, 60, 70. Your atria get bigger, your heart walls stretch, and the quivering becomes more likely. AFib doesn't care if you exercise, eat right, or take supplements. It's a structural problem, and the only way to manage it safely is by controlling the rhythm or preventing those clots. Now, I know you might be thinking, well, I exercise, I take vitamins, I eat clean. Surely that protects me, right? And yes, it helps your heart overall, but it doesn't stop a clot in AFib. Imagine sitting in a rocking chair on a calm day. You rock back and forth, no problem. But then a small whirlpool forms in the pond beside you, invisible, silent, and suddenly a log gets stuck in it. That's your atrium. Everything looks fine on the outside, but inside, it's forming trouble. Another important point most seniors overlook: blood pressure spikes silently. Even mild hypertension stresses the atria over years, makes the walls stiff, and primes them for AFib. You may never feel a high moment because your body compensates, but those tiny, repeated pressures, over decades, weaken your atrium and increase clot formation risk exponentially. It's a silent, cumulative threat. The takeaway? Feeling fine doesn't mean you're fine. No flutter, no palpitations, no shortness of breath doesn't equal safety. If you're over 50, even if you feel completely normal, regular heart rhythm checks are critical. That could mean a simple ECG or even a small wearable monitor for a few days, just to be sure. Prevention here isn't dramatic, it's subtle, but it's life-saving. And here's where most people stumble. They wait until a noticeable symptom appears, and by then, the clot may already be on its way to your brain. Don't wait. Take action now. Silent doesn't mean harmless. Don't gamble with your independence. Don't gamble with your life. Now that we understand how silently dangerous AFib can be, let's focus on what you can actually do to protect yourself, without complicated routines or expensive equipment. Because here's the truth. Most seniors think prevention means running marathons or eating kale salads for every meal. But that's not realistic for everyone over 50, 60, 70. And honestly, it doesn't even address the core problem. The first step is awareness, pure and simple. You have to know what your heart is doing, even when you feel normal. This means monitoring your pulse regularly. You don't need a fancy device. Just place your fingers on your wrist or neck for a full minute. Count the beats, check for irregularities. Fluttering, skipped beats, or a racing rhythm for even a few seconds is a signal. Don't ignore it. Next is lifestyle adjustments. Small, but powerful. Sleep is huge. Most seniors underestimate the power of consistent quality sleep. Your heart repairs itself while you rest. Poor sleep raises stress hormones, increases blood pressure, and makes AFib episodes more likely. So even 1 hour less than usual can silently strain your atria. Stick to a consistent bedtime, avoid screens right before sleep, and consider light stretching or deep breathing to calm your system. Nutrition also plays a role, but again, simplicity wins. Sodium is the hidden culprit. Processed foods, canned soups, frozen meals, they all spike blood pressure and increase strain on the heart. And it's not just salt. Too much caffeine or energy drinks can trigger palpitations. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. Stick to whole foods, moderate salt, plenty of hydration, and lean protein. Your atria will thank you. Now, here's something seniors often overlook: movement. Not jogging, not marathons. Simple, gentle motion like walking after meals, light resistance exercises, or even short bursts of standing stretches. Moving regularly improves circulation, keeps your blood from pooling in your atria, and reduces clot risk. Think of it as giving your heart gentle reminders to keep a steady rhythm. Stress management is next, and it's critical. Cortisol spikes from chronic stress don't just make you tense, they literally affect your heart's rhythm. Seniors often shrug off anxiety or tension, thinking it's normal old age stuff. It's not. Deep breathing, meditation, even a quiet moment on the porch, all help regulate your rhythm. Your atria are sensitive. They pick up stress like a microphone picks up sound. Calm the mind, calm the heart. Finally, regular checkups. I can't stress this enough. Over 50, you should see a doctor at least once a year specifically for heart rhythm assessment. Simple ECGs or wearable monitors catch AFib before it strikes. The key is early detection. Once a clot forms or a stroke occurs, it's too late. Prevention isn't glamorous, but it works. Here's the reality. Your heart doesn't scream warnings. It whispers, subtly, silently. You have to listen, pay attention, and take small, consistent steps every single day. Those steps add up, and over months, years, they drastically reduce your risk. All right, now let's get practical. You've learned about awareness, movement, stress, and diet. But what does this actually look like day to day for someone over 50, 60, 70? How do you take all that knowledge and make it stick without feeling overwhelmed? That's exactly what we're going to break down today. Start with your mornings. A gentle routine sets the tone for the entire day. When you wake up, before rushing to coffee or checking your phone, sit up slowly, take a few deep breaths, and place your hand on your chest. Feel your heart. Count the beats. Any irregular flutter or racing sensation? Note it. Keep a small notebook or even your phone handy. Over time, you'll start noticing patterns. When your heart feels stable, when it feels stressed, and which triggers are causing tiny irregularities. Hydration is another overlooked factor. Many seniors wake up dehydrated without realizing it. Even mild dehydration thickens your blood and makes it harder for your heart to maintain a steady rhythm. A full glass of water first thing in the morning and a few sips every hour afterward helps your atria stay calm and balanced. Skip the sugary drinks or energy boosters. Stick with water or light herbal teas. Your heart will respond quietly but dramatically. Next, movement throughout the day. We're not talking gym-level activity. Gentle stretching, a short walk after meals, or even standing up and sitting down slowly for a few reps every hour keeps blood flowing and prevents clot formation. Seniors often underestimate how much sitting actually strains the heart. Remember, your atria like rhythm. Your body moving in rhythm supports that. Nutrition is also key, but simplicity wins. Focus on color, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains. Minimize processed foods and cut back on hidden sodium. Even small tweaks, like swapping canned soups for fresh options or seasoning with herbs instead of salt, reduce strain on your heart over time. Consistency matters more than perfection. Stress management can't be ignored. AFib isn't just about the physical heart. It's about how your nervous system communicates with it. Quiet moments during the day, even 5 minutes, make a real difference. Deep breathing, gentle stretching, or simply sitting outside in sunlight helps regulate cortisol and stabilize your rhythm. Your heart is sensitive. It reacts to tension you may not even notice. Calm the mind, calm the heart. Lastly, routine monitoring. A simple wrist or chest pulse check once or twice daily, noting any irregularities, is one of the most effective ways to catch AFib early. Pair that with regular doctor visits, ECGs, or wearable monitors, and you've got a system in place. Prevention isn't glamorous. It's consistent, careful, and attentive. Remember, the small daily choices you make matter more than heroic efforts once in a while. Over weeks and months, these small habits create a heart that's stronger, steadier, and less prone to the silent dangers of AFib. The key is consistency, awareness, and taking action every single day. Now let's bring it all together. You've learned the awareness, the movement, the stress management, the nutrition, and the daily habits that support your heart. But knowledge alone isn't enough. It's about creating a lifestyle that protects your heart and keeps your energy, focus, and independence well into your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Start with mindset. Many seniors assume heart issues are inevitable once you pass a certain age, but that's not true. Your heart responds to care, attention, and smart habits, no matter your age. Every small choice you make, sitting less, walking more, drinking water, managing stress, is like a deposit into your heart health account. Over months and years, those deposits compound into remarkable resilience. Accountability is key. Write down your habits. Track your daily walks, your water intake, your deep breathing moments. When you see progress, it motivates you to keep going. If you miss a day, don't get discouraged. Adjust, adapt, and continue. Consistency, not perfection, is what your heart responds to. Stay active, but smartly. Gentle cardio like walking, swimming, or light cycling keeps your circulation strong without overloading your heart. Resistance training, like light weights or bodyweight exercises, preserves muscle and supports metabolism, which in turn eases the workload on your heart. Flexibility matters too. Stretching daily maintains mobility and reduces strain on joints and the heart alike. Sleep is another pillar. Many seniors underestimate how restorative sleep protects heart rhythm. Poor sleep increases stress hormones, thickens blood, and triggers irregular beats. Prioritize 7 to 8 hours, maintain a consistent schedule, and create a calming bedtime routine. Dim lights, reduce screen time, maybe a warm cup of caffeine-free tea. Your heart thrives when your body rests properly. Regular checkups are non-negotiable. Even if you feel healthy, screenings like ECGs, blood pressure checks, cholesterol monitoring, and discussions about atrial fibrillation risk give you early warning. Early detection saves lives, often before symptoms even appear. Pair that with your daily habit tracking, and you have a powerful safety net. Finally, celebrate your victories. Every walk completed, every day hydrated, every calm breathing session is progress. Your heart, and your quality of life, improves incrementally, but those incremental gains add up faster than you think. It's about living fully, not fearing your age. So seniors, remember this. Small, consistent steps create strong, steady hearts. Awareness, movement, nutrition, stress control, sleep, monitoring, and mindset together form a lifestyle that protects your heart and enhances your energy, mobility, and independence. You are never too old to take control, and every choice today sets the foundation for a healthier tomorrow. Commit to the habits, track them, stay consistent, and most importantly, listen to your body, because your heart is talking to you every day. The more attentive you are, the stronger and steadier it becomes. This is your roadmap. Follow it, and you'll feel empowered, energetic, and in control, regardless of age. Your heart can stay strong, and you can keep living life on your terms.